Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. This is the day that the Lord has made, and we choose to rejoice and be glad in it. I am Portia Wheatley. I am the founder and the president of a nonprofit organization acknowledged as Trophy of Life Incorporated, where we have the great pleasure of rendering hope and encouragement to the whole wide world. And we are so glad about it. Let's bring in my co-host.
Hello, everyone. I'm Takira Swan, just in case you do not know, and I am so happy to be here with our special guest today. She is one of my absolute favorites who's been in my life like forever. And when I tell you any wisdom from any experiences that she may have had, they are golden nuggets. So I'm just so excited for you guys to have her today. Before we get started, please go to our YouTube page, like, share, and subscribe so that you can be a part of our team and help spread hope, encouragement, and inspiration across the entire world.
Across the entire world. Isn't that amazing? It sounds so huge and such a big task, but our God is such a big God. And if we say we can't do that, that's a slap in the face to our God, and we dare not do that. So we put it out there in the atmosphere, and our words have power, and we watch God manifest the same. Well, today I have the great pleasure to introduce to some and to present to others, and welcome to our platform on Project 365, Lady Doris Clifton. Lady Doris Clifton. Lady Doris Clifton. We're so glad to have you, Doris. Today, our topic is we're checking in on our widows. Doris is a widow. She's been a widow for a few years now. She will let you know how long she's been a widow, but we want to talk about some highs and lows about being a widow. Though we may present ourselves with a smile and all of that, it's a process that we go through, but we don't want to just go through it ourselves. We want to reach out to our sisters, other sisters who are widows as well, and let them know it's okay to cry, it's okay to grieve, it's okay. But at the end of the day, you're still a strong Black or even white Caucasian woman, and you have great strength. You have great strength, and you're stronger than you know. You're stronger than you know. Well, again, Doris, I'm going to give you the platform. Just share a little bit about yourself, how long you were married, and we'll come back to you with some questions.
Hi, my name is Doris Clifton. Many of you know me as Mother Doris. That's what they call me. I got married in '93. That my second husband, and he passed away in 2008. So we were married for 15 years. And, you know, when you get married, it's two. And then when it became one, it stuns you, you know, in a way. It stuns you. Lord, what I'm going to do? You know, I've been praying, but then you have to turn around and say, well, what I'm going to do for me. You pray. God usually, if you say you pray every day, yeah, you pray every day, but God, one time I was praying and God say, you're not listening. You're not listening. So that gave me a time to listen to God. And that's when God had told me one time, love yourself enough to lead your best life. Even though you're grieving, that part either gonna stay there or you have to love yourself to know what you're gonna do with your life. Because now you as one, we all have a purpose. So my philosophy was to listen to God, pray more, and he will give you the answer when he's ready to give you the answer. And he came out with the answer that I repeat every day. When I'm alone, God is my comforter. When I am everything that I need, the Lord is my strength. And I devote myself in prayer, that would in prayer and read the word, and God will take care of you from there.
Definitely will. God will definitely take care of you. So you said you were married how many years?
15.
15 years, and you had a great husband. I tell you, he was one of our deacons at our church, and you took care of him all the way to the end, did you not?
Yes. We the hurting thing that I went through is that by us was here near senior citizens, we had to make it convenient for us to the house that I'm in now. And the thing that made me hurt more, he only shared this house for 1 year. We got the house we bought this house in 2007 to make it convenient for both of us while his illness was there. And then he passed away in 2008. Last month was the anniversary to make 15 years past in April.
That is amazing. And he brought the house so that he can make his bride a happy woman, though you were happy at the other place because you were together, but just supplying you with the house, it's just something he did as far as always pleasing you, loving you, keeping you happy. So those are things that, you really miss, making each other happy. When it gets to the point of him not being there anymore, what are some of the emotions that you go through?
The emotions that I go through is, of course, you miss the companionship, somebody to talk to, somebody. We used to pray together. I miss them, we pray together and just devote ourselves to each other. Not always you need a man. You was used to that. It could be 1 year or 2 years you had somebody. Now you don't. So you crave for stuff that you miss. You crave for
Definitely
stuff.
do. Yeah, conversation, laughter.
Yeah.
Like, babe, can you go get me some ice cream?
Right.
Just little things like that. And like you said, it's not necessarily that you need a man, though. Once you've had that sex thing going on, I mean, every now and then you're not dead. Come on now. This platform is a real platform. I will ask you questions, real questions. So,
but
I'm sorry, say it again, Doris.
I said, don't go looking yourself. Just keep it gets back to prayer. God told me, let me be your man, for you go out there and act like a fool. That's what he told me. I don't know whether to hit y'all, but he told me, don't go looking. I'm here for you. If it's for you, it's for you.
Yes.
And just pray and let him know. He answers prayer, because that's what he told us. Give it to me. I'll take it. He answers prayers. So just wait.
Just
Because
wait.
if we go looking, it might be something we don't want. Then we have to go back out there again. Wait on God.
Now, to my audience, if you notice when I the post out there, I said, oh, it's on and popping. You got to know Doris Clifton, because I don't know what might come out of her, but believe me, it's going to be the truth, and it's
Yeah.
going to be matter of fact. So, you know, get ready just in case. But you talking
Right.
about a woman that loves the Lord and loved her husband. Definitely, definitely did. Now,
Yes,
now, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Doris.
because we we can't let the devil, let Satan or the devil, you know why we always blame stuff on him, you know what I mean? But we can't let him spoil our joy. I still have my husband's picture in the room on my night table. You have to, my Archbishop Ralph Dennis, I listened to one of his messages and he said, turn that stuff around. You know what I mean? In other words, turn it around to say that, think of the good things when y'all were there. When it was two of y'all, think of the good things. And I look at that picture and say, you remember that time so and so and so and so? Or you remember that time you got on my nerves? Or you remember that time? Think of the good things. Because we already, missing the person. So why should we have to sit up and just think of the bad things of the person? Think of the good things of them when y'all was
Absolutely.
together.
Yes, when you grow together, it's amazing the things that over the years that you do together as one, those two becoming one, and you learn so much from each other. You really
Right.
learn a lot from each other. And of course, when they're gone, you miss those things. However, and just like you say, you don't dwell on the negative. You don't dwell on that, even to the point of the grief. And I know there have been some very low days. However, when you begin to think about the good and some of those laughs that you've had together, it begins to lift your spirit. So
Yeah.
definitely, how low, once Cliff was gone, how low did you get, Doris? I wanted to share the low places so that the other ladies could know.
When my husband passed, I didn't get saved. Well, I was saved, but I would tell the truth. I was dip dodging. You know what I mean? But when I finally said choose who I wanted, Jesus or still dip dodging, I wound up taking Jesus. So when I accepted him, to be truthful, I thought faith, having faith, was always good. It didn't realize to me that faith can go either way, but you still supposed to have faith at all times. So when my husband died, I lost faith to say, why did you take, you said you would this, you said, I thought all of it was good. So I had to how you said, subdue myself to ask God, why did you take him when I thought faith was always good? So once I had to get back into myself, reading the Bible and learn and studying it to find out what faith was, that it could go either way, that made me move forward.
That
And
does help you to move forward.
that helped me to move forward once I start building my faith back up. I had to get the understanding of what faith means first. Once I start building that back up again, my grieving eased up. My peace, now that I have it now, peace came up before me. So I can worship God and find out who he is now.
Yes, yes.
And the more you study him now and read your word, the more you pray and study God now, you will have peace. Because I'm at peace. Even though I'm a widow, I'm at peace because I studied the word and understand what God is saying now. First, I wasn't listening. You know how you do. Father God, thank you for waking me up this morning. But other things is on your mind. Let me hurry up and pray and thank him for waking me up because I got to cook breakfast or I want to fix me a cup of coffee. But to actually pray, make your face, make tears come out your eyes. You might can lay down on the floor. You might can get on your, I can't get on my knees, but pray where God understands. He hears your prayer. He hears
Yes,
the
Lord.
prayer, and he hears when you actually want to talk to God. You got to not be phony with it. You got to take time for him. Take time for him. Get that out your mind about let me say good morning or say good night, Lord. Lord, I'm afraid for you good night because I'm sleepy. Pray.
Yeah,
So
and
you can hear him.
he knows your heart. He knows your heart, whether you really love him or you're using him for a sugar daddy. He
Right.
knows what you really need. And he knows that your heart is heavy. And when your spouse first passes away, he knows that your heart is heavy. But when you give it to him and allow him to give you time to go through your process. Never, ever, ever let anyone tell you how long you're supposed to grieve. Now you move through it, but you don't stay there. When we stay there, that is a problem. That's a problem. But there is a process through this. But all at the same time, never let someone tell you how long you're supposed to grieve, because for one, it depends on the relationship that you had. If you and Cliff did not have a good relationship, you could gotten over it real quick.
Right. Right.
But because you had a golden relationship, it takes a little longer, your love was so.
I got spoiled because God said that the man supposed to be, treat you as a queen, and
That's
my
right.
treat me as a king,
I see you, Doris.
Uh-huh. And some situations might not have been like that. So I have to stay prayed up because by me being treated as a queen from my husband, I probably won't be nobody because I'm going to have me as somebody. If God sent me somebody, he's going to treat me as a queen.
Right. That's right, Doris. Don't let your standard down. That is what a lot of widows or widowers are doing, just to be with someone. Don't do that. Don't do that. Especially don't say I do to them just to be with them. They have to love God more than they love you. That's number one. That's number one. But it's amazing though. What are some of the things that you do to actually get through days without Cliff? What are some of the things that you might do that you may even encourage other widows to do?
Keep yourself busy. Because you know what I mean, the thought is still there that I don't, have anybody. Just keep yourself busy. Don't sit around and not and keep yourself pretty.
Yeah,
You got to
Doris.
keep yourself pretty, honey. You even going to the market, pretty yourself up. You understand? Going to shopping, pretty yourself up. You don't know, that might be God's time. For you, it might not be, because some of us want somebody in their life and some of us don't. Keep yourself up at all times. Keep yourself beautified. You don't know God is by God. You might be out there, God said, that's the one. And you don't want to look like a hoot nanny mother. So keep yourself beautified at all times.
And you know what? The thing is, you keep yourself beautified, pretty, cute for yourself, not for someone else, for yourself. And then someone else will see it. Someone else will see it, because you have to think well of yourself. You're not necessarily, because when that person is gone, if it's predicated upon him, when that person is gone, God knows what we'll look like. But when you just do it for yourself,
keep yourself down.
that's good.
Prepped up, and keep yourself prepped up. And something got to keep occupying you. To me, even reading, you know what I mean. To tell the truth, I might not read the Bible all the time, but I pick up the daily bread. I eat a message, something each day to keep me occupied with Jesus. And all I do, and once you stay occupied with Him, with God, your day, your day be right there. Because you know what I mean? Because I done read, and then this, I hate to say it, but this corona stuff helped me by this,
Okay.
by us being confined in the house. It
Yeah.
helped me to upgrade myself a little bit more. What you doing with your time? Now I can pick up the Bible and read it without one verse. You understand what I'm saying? Pray longer. Instead of a fast prayer, pray longer. And just thank God for peace.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely peace, because I can't even imagine another a male coming in your house taking over.
No,
Don't
sir.
don't
My husband bought this thing, child.
no, no. Just in case someone is watching, Doris. How old are you?
75. So
Foxy 75.
y'all go looking. I ain't looking no more. Y'all go looking.
Yeah.
The younger ones can go look. I'm satisfied.
Me too, Doris. Me too. But I tell you what, there, like you said, there are widows who may want to get married again, and there are
Yeah.
widows who don't want to get married again because of that experience. So
Right.
either way, we're not looking down upon anyone, whether you do or you don't. You know, to each his
I'm
own.
spoiled. I'm spoiled.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And you love life, you love God, you love your family, you love children. So the
Mhm.
man has to be a man of love. For one thing, he has to be a
Right.
man of love. And maybe even with you saying to stay busy, but if you're going to be busy, make it purposefully. Make it,
Yeah.
so that you can
Help,
either
help,
learn
I help
something.
others. Yeah. Help others. You know what I mean? And us as widows got to uplift other widows. You understand? Because
Oh,
some of them
yes.
my process might not be your process, but you have to get a process of your own. Because all of us, God waiting for, didn't save us just to sit down. He didn't save us just to sit down. So pursue your purpose of what God told you to do. And long if you pursue your purpose, He might give you different assignments to do. You know what I mean? Mine, to me, I can talk to another person and let the other person know that it ain't always easy, because it wasn't easy. Be truthful. It wasn't easy for me, so I can't talk to you saying that everything is pieces and cream, because it's not. Only thing I can do is persuade you to don't give up. Don't grieve forever. Don't grieve forever, because it's something in store that you'll be missing out of your, and then it'll make our spouses, even though they're up there, it'll make them rest in peace, knowing that you are taking care of yourself.
That's good. Yes, absolutely. That is
Don't
really
get
good.
you take care of yourself, because that's what your spouse would want. My first husband was nothing, but God spared me to get a second one. So
That's
you
good.
see, I didn't die. I could have died with the one I had to Joan by, but I still had a purpose on God to pursue. He gave me a second husband that treated me like a queen.
Mhm. That is great. That is really good. And I tell you, to our audience of widows, when you are ready to talk with someone, you can speak to someone, and they can just listen. It would be good to just listen, because if you speak to someone that is not a widow, that other person doesn't really understand where you're coming from.
Where you coming from? That's true.
They don't know the depth of loss. They may have
That's
lost
true.
a mother or a sister or a brother or someone else, but
But a
there's a
spouse,
difference when you experience the loss of a spouse. So sometimes when widows speak to people that are not widows themselves, that person may think, girl, you can get over that. Girl, you need to do this. You need to do
right, they
that.
wouldn't understand. They
Shut
wouldn't
up.
understand. That's right.
You really don't. We thank you for being there, but just listen to us. And
Right.
because until you actually, I was going to
It's
say until you actually experience it, but we don't want you to experience it.
right.
But just know you're strong enough to go through this. God would not put any more on you than you're able to bear. But
Right.
lock arms. I encourage you to lock arms with another widow. Lock arms with another widow that understands where you are. Pray for another widow.
Right.
Pray for them. You know, ask them what could I do to help you through this. There are widows that need things done, especially individuals that live by themselves. And I'll ask you once, and it's hard to ask you once, but I won't ask you twice, because it's just I was gonna say it's the mentality of widows, knowing that your husband was always there to do. But I encourage you, I think I'm going to work on a list of whether it's men or women that are willing to do for widows, those that
Right.
you
And
know
it's
can't.
confidential, we as widows, we want to open up to each other. So a whole lot of widows feel shame or don't want to talk. But with a widow's ministry, is confidential. You know, it's called what we say to each other stays together.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
always confidential. So
Yes.
don't feel bad or ashamed or scared to call another widow and talk, because all of us
Yeah.
in the same situation.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but we just know we're praying for you. We're definitely praying to our audience, for our audience of widows. And also,
Yes.
while I'm on this note, just know that we have our empowerment summit for widows and widowers on July the 17th. The save the date information is already out. I will put that out again, but July 17th, save that date. That information is coming. So I really appreciate you, Doris. I appreciate your livelihood. I appreciate your how spunky you are. I love it. I love it. I appreciate your honesty. It's so much more that God has for you. And just the fact to know that you're here to, again, help other widows. You're a senior citizen, but you find that you still have purpose here on earth.
That's
God,
right.
God needs your voice. God needs your voice. And don't let the enemy tell you otherwise, that to quiet it.
Hallelujah.
Kira?
Well, I just want to say, I told you guys when I came in and said hello to you the first time, I told you we had an amazing special guest, and I told you she was going to have some golden nuggets to drop. Didn't I say it? Because let me tell you, she has been the same woman literally my entire life. And she's always been so honest. She's always been so genuine and down to earth. She's always been hilarious to me. So I know that she had some good things to offer today, and she did. And even though I am not a widow, so I cannot, comment from that perspective. I can't imagine having someone like you had, and then, having to be apart from them, because Pop was, let me tell you, you guys who don't know Pop Cliff, like, he was a cool cat. He was a smooth brother, I'm telling you. And he was also just like you, down to earth. He had plenty of wisdom when he did talk to you, and I really appreciate him, and I appreciate who you were to him, and I appreciate the person that you are now even though he's not here. And even though I'm not a widow, like I was saying, you've provided so much wisdom to people who are not widows, who can just listen to what you're saying, you know? So she's so cute. So Grandma, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on the broadcast. Oh, look, there's a picture. Look at him. Put it up a little higher. Look at him, a cool cat. I'm trying to tell you. Woo, look at them socks and them shoes. You couldn't tell him nothing. When you talk about an OG, that's who he was, like, for real, and not trying to be like, no, that's just who he was. And I really miss him so much. And I just appreciate you still being here and being able to share your wisdom. And I just want to encourage our viewers out there, especially people who are widows and people who are widows and they're a little older and seasoned and have wisdom, you know, not only respect them, but listen to what they have to say. Like, they've been through some things, you know, and they have plenty of wisdom and love to give and share. Now, you may not want to ask my Doris because, you know, she's all used up. We don't want to spread her thin, okay? Because that's who I go to. So I don't know if you want to go to her. So go to somebody else. But no, she'll love you too, just not as much as she loves, you know, us. But but no, Grandma, thank you so much for coming on our broadcast today and sharing your wisdom. You are truly a beautiful, beautiful woman inside and out, and I love you so much.
Love you too, baby.
Yes. Thank you, Doris. Thank you again. We appreciate you. Kingdom Worship Center Senior Ministry appreciates you as well. I know Bishop Gregory Dennis and Pastor Tanya appreciate you. Archbishop Ralph Dennis and Lady Deborah Dennis appreciate you. We love some Doris Clifton.
Yes.
So we want you to be blessed, continue to be blessed, continue to be safe, and we shall see you soon. All right.
All right.
Love you. Thanks again. Take care.
Bye.
All right.